How's it going, guys? So today we're going to be installing Recaro pole positions with the PCI mounts in my 2004 Honda S2000. Well, if I can get this thing off my back. So I know what you guys might be thinking. How do they compare to my S2000 OEM seats? Well, compared to the OEM seats, I've noticed, like, while the OEM seats for the S2000 are great, I'm not gonna say that for an OEM seat they hold you in pretty tight. But I've noticed with the leather, especially the material is what gets you. It's kind of the leather material. You slide around a whole lot. Where this cloth material kind of keeps you a little bit kind of more, not grip tapey, but it kind of holds you in a little bit better. That's why on the CR edition of the S2000 they actually went with cloth interior versus leather to kind of keep you from sliding around a little bit. Now the Recaro pole positions, while this is one of the most popular aftermarket seats for the Honda S2000, it has less aggressive bolstering compared to, let's say, the Recaro RSGs or in that kind of range. So the pole position actually accommodates a little bit of a wider waist. So it's quote-unquote the American racing bucket seat. The reason I went with the Recaro pole position is, one, I only bought one seat. The reason I didn't buy two of them right away is because I live in Oklahoma, so in Oklahoma there's not a lot of racing places. So it's not like California, so there's not a lot of racing shops that offer the Recaro seats that I can actually go test them out. So I went off a lot of the recommendations on S2KI and what is a great seat to go with. I went with the pole position because, one, it's, like I said, it's the most popular seat out there. Everybody loves it. Now, I only bought one because I didn't know if I was going to like it, just because my waist is around a 30 inch waist, so I didn't know if I'd slide around too much in this seat particularly. Now, this seat does hold you in a lot tighter than what the OEM seats do hold you into. And I did notice I do have a little bit of wiggle room in the pole position, which would make it nice for daily driving and that aspects, but for the track and things like that, I would really like a tighter fit. But until I actually get a little bit of track time in them, I haven't made my final decision on what I want to run for my actual seat. So, my first impressions, the Recaro seat, great built product. The reason I went with Recaro over Bride and such is because on my last trip to Ireland, I was in the airplane, and I noticed that the airplane actually had Recaro seats, and I'm thinking, if Recaro is safe enough to be in an airplane, I think it'll be fine in my S2000. Another reason I went with the Recaro pole position is because since it does accommodate a bigger waist, I'd be able to accommodate a little bit bigger passengers if I was wanting a different, wider variety of passenger seats. So I figured this would be the perfect passenger seat, and you never know, I might end up enjoying it just at the track. So we'll have to wait on that. But for now, I'm going to run in the driver's seat, and if I like it, I'll buy another one for the passenger seat. If not, I actually might go with the Recaro RSG because I feel like that one's going to hold you in a little bit tighter. But let's go ahead and do a weight test. So I'm going to pull out this handy-dandy scale from Walmart, and let's see how much I weigh. Don't ask a girl that. Alright. Damn it. Come on, handy-dandy. So after 30 minutes, we got the scale to work. With all clothes, I'm 168 pounds, soaking wet. Now, let's see how much I weigh with the Recaro pole position. I weigh 184 pounds. So let's do the math real quick. 184. So that right there will tell you that the Recaro pole position weighs in at 16 pounds off my scientific Walmart scale. Right? Yeah, 16 pounds. Now let's see how the OEM seat pairs in. Alright, oh man. So we're looking at straight at 200 pounds. Woo! Damn, girl. Okay, so the big girls need love too. But So let's do a little bit of calculation. So we're looking at for the OEM driver's seat with the seat rails. So we're gonna get a little bit more weight regardless, even with the Recaros once we throw the seat rails on there. So we're looking at 200 pounds, so you're looking at 32 pounds for that versus the 16 pounds in the Recaro bucket seats. So do the math, it's about half the weight. Let's add the seat rails. You might be looking at around a 10-pound saving per seat. So while 10 pounds is not a whole lot all on its own, like I've said before in my previous videos, it all adds up. Throw a single exit exhaust, little odds and ends like that, and you'll save some weight here and there. But alright guys, let's go ahead and install these seats, and then, well wait, first things first, we gotta wait on FedEx. Then we'll look at the PCI mounts, we'll get them bolted in the seat, and let's check it out.
2,000 years later.
Here we have it guys, the PCI driver's side slider mount. And they just came out with these new side plates that are specifically for the Recaro pole position since they get wider at the back. So this should get you the lowest seating position. And let me tell you, the build quality on these are top notch, especially compared to the Buddy Club. Here's the PCI mounts connected to the Recaro pole position, and man, that's a good looking setup. Let's go ahead and get it in the car now. Well, there you have it guys, the Recaro pole positions on the PCI mount, all bolted into place. Everything went very smoothly, I would say. Very easy install. Right here on the back holes right here to bolt it into the car, they weren't 100% lined up, so what I had to do was I had to wallow out the hole a little bit, just enough so I could get the holes to line up. The front one's lined up perfect though. So that was about, I'd say they're about 98% perfect. Now on the next issue you're gonna run into if you try to run this setup is if you try to run your seatbelt receiver off your OEM seats. What'll happen is, since it's a solid mount, it'll try to stick up and poke out right here. And the thing is that there's not really much room here between the transmission tunnel and the seat itself. So what'll happen is that you're gonna get stuck sliding back and forth, and if you could even get your seatbelt to actually buckle into it. And another thing is too, even if you do get it to buckle, it's not gonna hold you in like it should, because I mean you're gonna be sitting right here and the seatbelt is gonna be tied onto here, not your waist. That is, unless you know you get the keg going on. But besides that, what you're gonna need to do is run like a cheap seatbelt receiver off like maybe a Nissan or Eclipse or another Honda that has a similar setup to this one. I don't know what this is off of, to be completely honest with you. I just found it around in the shop, but something similar to this will give you the results you want to do. Just make sure that it works with a Honda seatbelt. But besides that, that's all you really need to do to run this setup. And alright guys, this is a wrap on this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I did a little initial testing on this seat, a run down to the streets, and let me tell you, this is probably one of my favorite mods I've ever done to this car. It just makes you feel one with the car. You feel everything. You feel all the suspension, everything working over all the bumps. So the Mugen hard rubber bushings, you can really feel these, especially with the KW V3 coilovers. The car just feels complete. The whole car, I'm not sitting here bracing, trying to get an ab workout to stay in the car without sliding around, without the leather kind of moving around. So I am stoked to try this out at the track at Hallett. And guess what guys? Behind me is a trailer. We're about to load this bad boy up, a bunker on the trailer, and we're going to Hallett tomorrow. Stay tuned for the next episode at the Hallett Raceway. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want to see more, and you know, throw a comment down in there. Why not? Alright guys, see you in the next one.